It's showtime! Finding a budget 3D printer worth their money is hard, but I think I have something here that's going to help you out. Now it's all complete. It took me about 24 minutes and 9 seconds to get this together. I only had one issue. The little screw that goes into the filament guide here fell out and I didn't know where it was at. If you're looking at this machine and you're saying it looks familiar, you may be correct. This is the LK4X. You may have also seen the LK4 Pro and the LK4. This is an upgraded model. Let me show you some of the new features it has. This is a much larger color touchscreen. It now has a magnetic bed, which is kind of cool. This is a very rough surface right here. On the side of the print head, it has an intelligent auto leveler. On the top here, they've added a filament sensor. And last but not least, they have a direct drive extruder. It helps it manage the filament a little bit better. Now that you've seen those features, I want to show you how it auto levels, and then from there, we'll do some printing and see how it works. One of the best ways to figure out if your printer is printing correctly is to do what's called a benchy. And what a benchy does is it lets you look at all the lines and printing letters, and also to see what kind of extraction settings you have and make sure they're dialed in. Well, an hour and 58 minutes later, our benchy is done. And here it is. And I'm not sure you can see it so well, but if you look on there, the writing is very well defined in there. And then the boat, the spacing for everything is really good. And there's no whiffs and wires coming off of it. Stringers is what they call it, but it's done. So this benchy is complete and it did very well. Now, did this come automatically? No, it did not. It took me a long time to get the levelness of the bed good, even with the auto leveler. Because what happened is when the auto leveler goes down, your nozzle is up here. So it has what it's going to call an offset. So you have to set the offset for the x-axis. So that's what I ended up having to do. And once I did, it seems to be printing beautifully. So without further ado, let's go ahead and print something better and bigger. So I think what we're going to make is something I've been lacking for a long time in the workshop, and it's been kind of bugging me. Let's turn this around. You see that router sitting on the wall? I really need to have a holder for it. So that's the first thing we're going to make.
Much better.
I've learned to not listen to the naysayers over my time on YouTube. You can make some stuff for your shop that you don't have to buy, and it costs pennies. One of the things that I think I'm going to make right now are some legs for my X tool. So there they are. Let's go ahead and try them out and see if they fit. You're wondering to yourself, how can I use this to my advantage for turning? Well, I've got an idea for you. Let's make some pen blanks that we fill with resin and then we can turn. Well, there it is. It is done. And I'm going to fill this thing with resin. I may have to tape the bottom a little bit, but once it dries, we should be able to turn this and make a pen. Probably be a different video though. Now I don't know if I need this item. I don't know if I just want this item, but I think that a stormtrooper angel holding a skull would be a pretty cool ornament for a tree. I don't know who designs these things and comes up with these things, but I'm glad they do. So there it is right there. I think you can see it pretty good. It is a stormtrooper angel holding a skull. So the next object I want to do is something I made in a previous 3D printer video, but it was such a big hit with my grandchildren that I want to make a whole bunch of them to give away presents with. And that is a puzzle box that you put money into, get it locked up, and then they have to do the puzzle to take it apart. So let's get that making. There it is right there, the puzzle box. And all you do is you put like 10, 20 bucks in there. You can start locking it down. It's fun to try to get it to go too. So, so there you go. You just keep going until it's all shut up, and then you throw it into their stocking or something like that. So that's kind of cool. It cost me about 2 cents, 3 cents to do that, and I can make them pretty fast, relatively fast, I guess you'd say. 5 hours. I don't know if that's fast or not. All right, let's move on to our next one. When you get one of these 3D printers, you get tools. You get some Allen wrenches, and you get a scraper, and you probably will get one of these SD card holders and stuff. But there's nowhere to put them. You'll either have to put them in a drawer somewhere or something like that. So I want to make something that I can use to hold this stuff with my 3D printer. So this is 5 hours and 48 minutes into the build. And it's still going. It's about an 11-hour thing, but I think it'll be good, and we'll have tools to put in it. And I think that'll work out well. So here it is. It's a little box. I made the red ones for my LK4 Pro, but I wanted one for this one. I decided to make it black, and man, it looks slick. Let's get it put onto the machine. Okay, well there you have it. I printed up enough stuff for me to get a good taste of what this 3D printer is worth, or what I liked about it, what I didn't like about it. So let's start this off right by telling you what I didn't like about it. So when I first started, I needed to level the bed, and I've never worked with an automatic leveler or whatever it's called. So I set it to go with that, and then I tried to print, and it did not print. This is proof that it didn't print right off. So what I ended up having to do is I had to do a manual level on the bed. Then I set the auto leveler, and then I had to set the offset to the auto leveler, which on my machine was LK480. The next thing I didn't like is when I was bringing it out of the box, it was all connected to one, but you had to finagle it out as one piece altogether because there was a wire connecting it. Not a big deal, but it caused me to disconnect something and I didn't know where it went. Now I want to go over the things that I liked. And I may talk about one other thing I wish they would have done with this machine, but they didn't. I really like the new magnetic print plate that they have. It was easy to take stuff on and then put the plate back on. I did have a little bit of trouble with items sticking to it, but I believe that was because I hadn't leveled the bed good enough. Well enough, something like that, right? I'm not really sure I liked where they put the new filament sensor. They took it off of the back of the head and then put it onto top where the filament's at, but it seems to be working okay. The larger screen like they have on the LK5 is now present on the LK4X, and I really think that was a great addition. All in all, this is a pretty good machine and I'm really happy with it. Just like the LK5, this is belt driven, and I really wish that they would have used linear rails for the X and Y axis. The addition of the direct drive extruder was probably one of the best additions to this machine. I really wish that the speed of these 3D printers would be improved. Look, here's the skinny. This thing, at the price point, can do some pretty good things, and it comes with some pretty good options. Am I going to say that it ranks up there with the $400 machines like the LK5 Pro? No, but it's close. It's pretty good. It's got some options that that one doesn't even have. Okay, you may be wondering why I'm dressed like Beetlejuice. I'm on my way to a costume party because it's Halloween. It is time for me to go. I have a costume party I must attend with the wife. She is Lydia. And I'll throw a picture up right here, both of us together. And hopefully we will win the costume contest. Appreciate you stopping by. If you could, head on down, hit that thumbs up button. Share the video if you can. And if you think I've deserved it, hit the subscribe button. If not, that's fine. I just appreciate you watching my videos. And until next week, stay cool.